Howdy, this is our favorite ginger, real or fake, and art teacher and leader of Live at the Hive, Mrs. Glover.
Hello.
I am Gabe, the interviewer.
And I am Glover, the interviewee.
What's your favorite part about teaching art class?
I like working with students. I mean, that's the obvious answer. I work with like over 100 kids a day, and you get a lot of different personalities. Mm-hmm. Yes, I like working with the students.
What's the best piece of art you've gotten from a student, like from an assignment or in general?
Goodness. That's such a, first of all, subjective thing because art is subjective.
Yeah. And
there's so many different mediums. I would say I'm going to be the one that I just hung up in the glass case because Az Mickelson orphaned this artwork, I want to say, and said, I don't know what to do with it. I put it in the glass case, so if you want to take a look on the way out. It's a really nice charcoal artwork.
Is that the My Toys?
Yeah.
Oh.
But we get a lot of amazing artwork. We have great student art here, but that's the first thing that came into mind because he, gave it up.
Of course.
And now I own it.
What is your favorite unit to teach?
Well, it depends. Okay, my favorite class to teach is obviously Hornet Broadcasting, obviously. Then the art class would be probably watercolor, because I really enjoy watercolor. And there's a unit called Plain Air where we paint live outdoors. It should all happen in one session, and I really like to be outside, so I think that one's probably my favorite unit.
I do like frolicking in a field from time to time.
Me too.
How easy is it to do the broadcast?
It's gotten a lot easier over the years, as you know. You've kind of come along in this journey with me where I wasn't sure what was happening with the TriCaster, and then I can troubleshoot it a lot easier. And that was my biggest issue in the beginning. Now it's just kind of trying to stay on task, because it depends on the group that you get, right? Sometimes the groups are a little bit more squirrely, sometimes they're on task. But was the question, what's the hardest?
Let's see. It was just how easy or hard is it to do broadcast? Like,
scale of 1 to 10, mid.
So like 5, 6 hardness.
Mid, bro.
Easiness.
That's facts.
Is mid as in middle or mid as in bad? Because I've heard both.
Middle.
Okay.
I was just trying to be cool.
Definitely not biased at all with this, me or Will. What is your favorite special broadcast we've ever done that you can remember?
Oh my gosh. My favorite special broadcast? We have so many. Okay, a few that come to mind. Owen McKittrick wrote the one broadcast, the Law and Order one. I think that was a really fun idea. What was the one that you wrote?
I tried to write one all in rhyme, but I got distracted over the weekend.
There's a segment that you did I liked. I can't remember. There's so many. We have the driving episode where it happened all in a car where they were being taken to school. We've done the Floating Heads, the Blue's Clues episode. I don't know, just anytime we get to do something a little silly. I love to do silly broadcasts.
I can concur with that. Do you like the new broadcast room?
It's different. I think, so technically it's smaller, but I think the way the space is being utilized is better. There are some things that I want to do, like change some of the spacing with the computers and the chairs. Otherwise, I like the room. I wish we had our on-air sign,
yeah.
But if you love it, let it go.
I'd rather not let it go. It was really cool, but we have to. Could you please describe to us your history of working here at Big Lake, college, etc.?
So, history, I went to college for technology, art, and design, and I minored in mass communications and studio arts. So basically, I went to school to do graphic design, and then my studio arts minor was kind of like the stuff I'm doing now, and then mass communications is like broadcasting and social media. And so I was a graphic designer for a few years. I enjoyed parts of it, and there's some things that were very stressful and I didn't enjoy, so I just considered a career change. Came into teaching, and I've been teaching at the school for 4 years now. And while I was interviewing, one of the main factors was how comfortable are you with technology and broadcasting? And I said, well, it was my minor. And they said, great, that's awesome. That was kind of a big contributing factor. So broadcasting has been like a big part of my
your driving force?
Well, yeah, and just kind of being here, allowing me to be here because I had that experience. Uh, Being here has been a treat, and also there are stressful days for everywhere and every job. So it's good.
Thank you. What year did you start teaching again?
2020.
So you started right in the middle of the pandemic.
I started the so you guys ended in March and then came back for the full school year. That was my first year teaching.
So playing off of that, our first, how was the transition from COVID to in-person learning or teaching?
Well, my first year was COVID, so it was it was really hard, and I really dislike teaching on Zoom because I like to be in person, and it's really hard for art. It was easier. Being in person felt like so much easier, so I didn't know what to compare it to. I'd done student teaching, but I'd never been in like the classroom before. But it was much easier to transition because I didn't like being online.
I can concur with that. What style do you prefer teaching? You kind of already answered this. I imagine in person.
In person, 150%.
How has the bread gift affected your teaching career?
It's ruined me in ways I can't explain.
Okay. You are the head of the musical, right?
Musical director, yeah, so make sure everything runs smoothly.
What's the most difficult part of running the musical?
Being a human and being a teacher, I make a lot of decisions all day. So after I finish my full-time job and then go to the next part, having to make more decisions can be really tiring if you're having not a good day. Just being a teacher and a person in general, if you're not feeling it that day, then coming in and then having to make those decisions, you kind of have to be like upbeat and ready to then interact with other people. So it can be hard to decision fatigue, decision fatigue.
I can definitely relate. I was not a good SPL of my troupe. There were so many decisions to make.
Yeah.
And Hemsey desperately needs to know this. What is next year's musical?
It hasn't been chosen yet.
Okay.
We're still focusing on this year's. We haven't even done the show yet.
Oh yeah, that might be true.
Mm-hmm.
If you could choose any musical to do next year, what would you do?
My favorite musical is Next to Normal, but it's not a school-appropriate musical, and it's not, it would never be possible.
Okay, well, if you had to pick a school-friendly one, which would you pick?
All of them, all at once, on the stage. Everybody picks one musical, and we do it all at one time.
Like one-man show, like 30 one-man shows at the same time?
Yep, and we just split up the stage.
I think that'd be really cool.
Me too.
Thank you for spending all this time with us, with all the reshoots and such, and have a great day.
Thank you, you as well.
Thank you for your time. One more, just like
What if you threw something at?
I don't. And I gloved during the interview, so we'll take that as anywhere we can talk. Well, we can't throw it back because we didn't throw it. We'll still have to go through the whole thing again. It's just this. There's nothing else to it. I can do a pan shot. Bye.